Good. After the game, Quin Snyder at the podium.
Incredibly proud of this team. The way that we competed tonight, obviously, you know, it's just been a pleasure coaching this group. And like I said, I'm proud of the way we battled and competed and put ourselves in a position to win the game. It just didn't turn out the way we wanted.
Did that last play, that work out the way that you had planned for it, the way you do now?
You know, there's so many factors that go into the game, and you know, obviously, Boyan's as clutch a player as there is. You know, we've seen him hit big shot after big shot. And there was the back end of the play if he wasn't open, because you know we didn't need a three, but we thought that we could take a stab at it, and no better guy to take that shot. And you know, I know nobody's feeling that more than he is, and it's one of those things that we say a lot about. No one play makes the game. You know, it's easy to focus on the end of the game, but you know there was things throughout the game that that you want to do a little bit better, that maybe give you a different situation at the end of the game. But as far as him having that shot, I think everybody in the locker room would want him to have that shot at that point in time.
Looking at the perimeter defense, you guys held them without a three-point field goal in the first quarter. Dallas was able to make 17 on the final three quarters. Did anything change in terms of the looks they were getting?
They went to, during the third, they went to straight isolation. And, in that situation, it's, there's a lot of factors that are going to play into it, beginning with guarding the ball and which direction you're trying to send the ball so that you have a better opportunity to rotate. And we had some breakdowns in those situations the way every team would, but I don't. You look at that, and I think we'll look back at the shots, and some of them were clean, and some of them were really contested. It's when you have Luka Doncic out there and they're playing pick and roll. We were hedging early in the game to try to keep those matchups, and eventually they start rolling to the basket, and that gives them an advantage, particularly when they're in a 5-out situation where it's difficult to help on the roll. And you've got to rotate in that situation. Then you hedge and hedge again, and eventually end up in a switch situation, whether it's on a small or a big. It's virtually impossible to take that step back three away from him. And when you get that matchup and he's making that, you need to try to get it out of his hands, which he knows when you're going to do that. And again, you're in some rotation situations. So when you get a player that's able to do that many things with that size and find people, you compete. And I thought, as example, the shooting in the third quarter, tip your hat to them. I think, what were they, 8 of 12, I think? What's that? Okay, 8 of 11. And then to give our guys credit, there was a few things that we tried to do differently just to give them some different looks. We played a little bit of zone, and that helped us for a couple possessions. Their spacing makes it hard, and it makes it hard when you have a guy that's able to just fire the ball to different places, in that role. So, like I said, I was proud of the way we competed. I think, you look at the fourth quarter when, I'm blind as a bat these days. So, I mean, you go back and to respond from that barrage and hold them to 21 points in the fourth quarter says a lot about what we were doing, and as I said, there were some things that, that we tried to do a little differently, but frankly, you playing against a guy that's, as I've said, one of the top, you name it, top 2, top 3, top 4, whatever it is. And I thought, like I said, no one had a breakout game for them. They had a breakout quarter where they made shots. And again, our team did not waver in that moment. They raised their level, and we had our share of looks too. And sometimes it comes down to that. I'm not one to, you hear the expression, it's a make or miss league, and I think that's applicable in a lot of situations. But at the same time, I have unbelievable respect and confidence in our guys and the way we played, and I thought we were aggressive. I thought we were fearless, which we talked about, needing to be when we had clean looks to hunt them. And when they weren't there, we had guys that made great reads and got in the lane and got better looks. So no shame in the way we played, and we got beat, and that's obviously that's a tough one. I think we felt like we were playing well enough to win this game, and and there's some other things that we didn't convert on, some transition situations where we turned the ball over, which is always tough. Those are momentum plays. So I'm getting pretty granular right now, but I think to bring it back to what I feel is the most important thing is this has been a great team to coach, and I love these guys, and love having the opportunity to coach them and grow with them, and you want the result to be different. But I told the team, I think we're lucky, and when you have something that you get to do in life professionally that you're passionate about, you try to remind yourself to be grateful for that. And that doesn't mean that it's always fun. It doesn't mean you always get what you want. But when you step back and you have a chance to compete with a group of these guys like this, and with the staff that I have, and it's a privilege.
That was Quin Snyder.